It's July 17th, 1996. Okay, I, the head of the movie studio, have gathered all of you here today to let you know that Nickelodeon has made their first movie, Harriet the Spy. So we need a new kids movie to compete with a smart girl who solves crime.
I've got it. How about this? A dumb boy who gets involved with crime.
Genius!
And original.
That's right. But we need more than what is clearly a kid's version of Goodfellas.
Magic?
What was that?
We give him magic powers. The kids these days love magic powers.
Do they? They really love magic?
Sure.
Well, we can't just give the kid magic powers. That would be too weird. What if we gave him a sidekick with powers?
Yeah, like the Great Kazoo from the Flintstones.
No, not aliens. Magic, like an elf or Santa Claus.
Black Santa.
No, not Black Santa. Oh, but not Black Santa. Like,
So, Black Santa?
yeah, I guess Black Santa is fine. It's no Santa. I don't want Santa. I want something magical.
A genie!
Where were you like 35 minutes ago? Are you kidding me? Danny Money, go find me a black guy to play Genie.
Hey, you know what sounds like magical? Musical!
Well, you can't deny that. Money, make sure the black guy can rap.
That seems redundant to me. But I can do that.
Well, that's good. Because Kazaam is released in theaters.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This, the only podcast to watch just horrifically offensive and atrocious movies and seriously try to find out why would you make this. I am Jimmy Time. I'm joined, as usual, actually not as usual, I should say, once again, by my co-host, Danny Money. How are you, sir?
I'm glad to be back. How are you?
I missed you. I'm glad. J Delta, we Genie.
We genie indeed!
Oh man, this movie this is a weird movie. I've never somehow both enjoyed, disliked, and laughed at a movie that wasn't a comedy. Like, I know it was a comedy, but I laughed at parts that probably weren't jokes.
Yeah.
All right, but just to be clear, you guys did watch Kazaam?
Sure did.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
so, well, this sort of was a film that got lost in translation. So first we have Greece, Hungary, and Turkey. Greece, Hungary, and Turkey. Didn't miss a beat. Named it Kazaam. Kept it straight. Next, a couple of countries, they add their own subtitle to it. I don't think we had a subtitle in America, did we?
No, it's just Kazaam.
Yeah, right, yeah, Kazaam. All right, so Germany, they went with Kazaam, the spirit of the bottle. Sure.
Why not?
Italy went with Kazaam, the giant rap.
The giant who raps, or just the giant?
Just as a big
like,
rap.
It's a big rap.
Like, I don't know, like, it kind of sounds like a musical when you put this in a giant rap. Finally, Finland, or I shouldn't say finally, but finally for this section, Finland called it Kazaam, Everything You Wish For. That Finland translation brought to us by Christopher Spar, or as I wanted to call him, Dr. Christopher M. Spar, podcast translation PhD, accredited by the unaccredited school of...
Perfect.
All right. Next we have Romania, who just said, I don't know how to say that word. Kazaam, Kamasa? No, forget. The film is called The Spell of Three Wishes. Or, because English is weird, it could also be called The Enchantment of Three Desires. Yeah, yes, that is. That is generally how genies work. Those are the rules of genies, I guess. Russia, I don't know. I presume that both the Russian title they gave me was wrong and it translated wrong. Because they went ahead and called the film Genie Called? Yeah, sure. Somebody think a message, I guess. All right. Hopefully, all those names? Explain why it made what it made, Mr. Money.
It actually did not do that bad in the theaters. It made 18.9 million, and its budget was only 20 million, so it really wasn't that bad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess Shaquille O'Neal had some drawing power back in 1996, because at least 4.2 million people went to the theaters to go see this movie.
I mean, it's more than I brought to a theater. So.
Exactly. But still, considered a financial flop.
No, yeah, they lost what, 2 million, you said?
About 1.1 million.
Well, yeah, all right, so. And then, as we've stated before, that does not include marketing, which
Yeah.
That's true too.
I want to point out that they made a book. They didn't make a book, they novelized the movie.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Like,
And if you take into account that the average script is it's usually 1 page of dialogue is 1 minute of
Yeah.
screen time, and the film is 130 minutes long, and the book is 150 pages long.
oh my god.
So there's probably
wow.
about 20 pages worth of said Max or said Kazaam. All right. I also just want to let you know that in case you're interested in buying this, you could either buy the DVD for $9.99 or buy a triple feature of Kazaam, I think it's Holy Man and Space Invaders for $9.95 on Amazon. Or excuse me, $5.99.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. And I don't know if you looked into this, Delta, but you and I were talking about this, and we weren't really sure if it was L.A. or New York this movie took place. We weren't sure. It's kind of both. I looked into it. It's sort of both because it's Hollywood, so all the actors are from California.
Yeah.
Like, they film in California because they don't go to location, but it's supposed to be in Brooklyn. It's definitely supposed to be Brooklyn.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say it seemed like it was supposed to be New York.
Yeah, but they filmed in L.A. because this is much later in the film, but when Max's dad takes him into the car and he drives away, you can see a red and orange bus in the background, which is the color of their buses over there. So, yeah. Yeah, and it's the 90s, so and America has that L.A. style going for it. Like, that's what's popular right now in the 90s. So, yeah, it's... No matter where you can be like, oh, we're in Texas. Like, why are you wearing... Like, you're talking with a Californian accent. What's going on here? All right. Wasted a little time there, I think. Because we could have been doing our favorite hour.
Finally.
The Troy McClure Hour! Once again, we are still running out of audio, so went ahead and wrote my own. Let's see if I get this down right. Oh, hello there. I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such children's entertainment as Fire Burns, Ichiban, the Super Fun Time Karate Wizard Pony, or Spoon and Friends. That's a real children's show. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
no,
Those are good things. Those are good things.
I'm a big fan of Spoon and Friends.
Shaquille O'Neal plays the title character Kazaam. You may remember him from such roles as Neon from the 1994 film Blue Chips. It's a basketball film, I should point out.
Okay.
And that was also his first film. I think this was his second film.
Yeah,
ever.
it was.
I really would have thought it was the other way around, that this was his first film.
Nope. We're doing his third film next. Officer Fluzu in Grown Ups 2. And most recently, Doug in the 2014 film Blended. Next is Francis Capra, who plays Maxwell Connor. You remember him from such roles as Elvis in Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home. Jesse Murphy in the 2006 television series Heroes. Or in an episode of Sons of Anarchy when they played that episode of Heroes in the background and IMDb still credited him for it.
Oh my god.
I'm dead serious. I couldn't believe that. And most recently, Eli Weevil Navarro in the 2014 television series Play It Again Dick, which is a spin-off of the 2004 television series and 2014 film Veronica Mars.
Right.
Yeah, I think some people are familiar with Veronica Mars.
I mean, I've heard of it.
Yeah. All right. And finally, Allie Walker plays Alice Cooper. You remember her from such roles as Andrea Bedford in the 1988 soap opera Santa Barbara. Agent June Stahl in the 2008 television series Sons of Anarchy. And most recently, Linda Sykes in April Rain. You can see the full cast and crew at imdb.com. Oh, actually, that's not done. I wanted to talk about the director. You guys know? Did you look at the director at all?
I didn't. This was his last movie, though,
Yeah, this
right?
is the last thing he ever did.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's with reason because the director was Paul Michael Glaser, who wasn't always a director. He used to be an actor. And you might remember his face from such roles as Perchik in Fiddler on the Roof, or perhaps his most famous role as Detective David Starsky in the 1975 television show and the 2004 remake Starsky and Hutch.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's who the director is. Oh, and in case maybe you're a little old, you don't know Starsky and Hutch, or maybe you've heard of it, and you're like us, I've never seen it, I don't really know. So you might remember his other movies that he's directed, such as the 1992 teenage ice skating love story, The Cutting Edge.
I remember that. That's actually a pretty decent movie.
The 1994 Let's All Go to Africa and Make a Basketball Team starring Kevin Bacon, titled The Air Up There.
So weird, I've actually been talking about that movie a lot lately.
What is going on? It's a mess. Or perhaps most famously, one that I know you've heard and probably love very much, the 1987 futuristic televised murder maze film called The Running Man, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Really?
This guy made The Running Man.
Wow.
And then he made Kazam. I don't know what happened. I shouldn't say that, because technically he made The Running Man, then he made The Cutting Edge, then he made The Air Up There, then he made Kazam. So he was clearly going downhill as it went. Like, it wasn't a shock to anyone. All right. We start the film?
I just want to bring up one thing. There was a neat piece of trivia on IMDb for Kazaam. I don't know if you guys saw it. Apparently, I don't know if you know this, Shaquille O'Neal is well known for his basketball career.
Didn't know that.
Thanks, IMDb. Did not know that.
Yeah. Good thing we got that information out of the way.
What a gem of trivia that was.
All right, let's go ahead and start the film then. Actually, before we do really start the film, I just want to say, I don't know if it's just me, but Kazaam, it doesn't look like it should be pronounced that way. I don't know why. Like, those are the letters, but I look at it and I go, that's not that sound.
It's not right to me because I'm a big fan of the comic book character, Captain Marvel, or like Shazam, as he's known now, and it's, 1A on either side of the SHAs, right? So that extra A, no, you're pronouncing it wrong.
You know what? They probably threw in that extra A for that reason, for copyright infringement or some bullshit like that.
It could be. All right, so the movie opens up, and we see a wrecking ball that's about to demolish a lamp store, and then it does.
And we see a lamp fall.
Yeah.
And we hear somebody inside the lamp, I guess.
Yeah.
Going,
I don't speak any form of like Arabic or any of those Middle Eastern languages.
I'm sure it wasn't.
I don't speak anything that's not English, and I don't even speak English very well. So I don't know what he's saying, but I'm pretty sure it's not a real language. Like, I don't think Shaquille O'Neal learned another language for this film.
Oh, you mean kule bashalam mushkala?
Like, I don't know enough that I should be saying it's not it, but I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah.
I'm very confident that it's just gibberish.
And then is it me, or when the movie started, did it seem like they kind of like gave it some kind of like that made it seem like it was in an Arabic timeline, kind of like the lighting was kind of like soft purplish, bright. No, like, you get what I mean or no? Like, if you think of Aladdin and you know how they do kind of like
the
Arabian background.
I remember it opening on a wrecking ball.
Yeah, it pretty.
So I don't know.
I didn't get that vibe, but why? Why make a genie movie? That's what I want to know.
That's what I said too.
I was wondering, like, maybe they're trying to capitalize off Aladdin. Aladdin was 4 years or 5 years before this. What was 96? So 4 years before this, we had Aladdin.
It's a little late.
Yeah, we're not fucking capitalizing. It's just we need something for Shaq to do.
Yeah, I feel like this movie wasn't what we saw. Like originally it was written as something very different, and it got rewritten enough times that it made it to where it is today.
Yeah. So, fuck getting through the movie, because that's not going to happen anyway. Why? Why is Shaq everywhere? Why? Like, what about him? Just
I don't know.
Explain-
I can't explain it.
'Cause-
I was what, fucking 8 when this shit happened?
like,
96?
was he that big? I looked it up. It's not like he was fucking NBA's MVP year after year. No, he didn't win till the 99-2000 series, the NBA MVP award.
So it's not even like the movies helped his basketball career. They're just two separate entities.
they're separate, right? It's like, oh, maybe fucking he sold tickets, right? He was selling movie tickets like crazy. Let's give him a video game. No, Shaq Fu was 1994. What? So we give him a video game, we give him his own movies, and I don't know if you guys looked any of this stuff up. This motherfucker has been in so many video games, like Ready to Rumble Boxing, and UFC 2010, and what was that other one? Oh, Delta Force Black Hawk Down. He was an unlockable character.
What? Why? What did he do?
I don't know!
Did he just shoot basketballs at people? Like,
Dude, I wish I could go and play just so I understood why.
yeah, no, I was not prepared for these questions. I don't,
No.
This information is brand new to me and horrifying.
What? Yeah. What? Okay, Ready to Rumble Boxing. Sure, why not?
No, that's
right?
fine. I have no problem with that, yeah.
Okay. UFC. Okay, maybe. Delta Force Black Hawk Down.
I don't. Sure, it wasn't Delta Farce Black Hawk Down.
No, it was definitely Delta Force. So.
All right, whatever. Well, that lamp, whatever, it falls. I don't know if we hear a breaking sound, but it's broken. It's probably. And we just jump to a kid walking through the halls of his school. It's Max, the star of the film. He's skipping class. He's hiding from a truancy officer. But while he's hiding, he gets pulled into a bathroom by a bunch of kids. And the kids, they throw him on the ground, and they like circle his body in spray paint. They threaten to take his money, and Max is like, "Oh, I got this score in a locker and somewhere else. You guys can go have it." And he gives him a key. And well, actually, I should just say that I don't like what's going on already.
Couldn't tell you.
I'm already insane. Like I didn't know that in 1996 there were rows of gangs of children just going to school every day.
They still go to school.
And then hide out in the bathroom where the truancy officer goes, "Nah, I won't go in there. That's not a common hangout place for children."
What? Come on! Like, of all the places for them to hang out, the bathroom.
Whatever. So they're like, "Yeah, you better not be lying." They take the key, they run. Max goes back to class. The teacher's like, "Where's the supply closet key I gave you?" I don't know why she gave him a supply closet key. They're just
Why was he going to the supply
what
closet?
was he doing? What? She didn't even ask for like. I wasn't even like, "Go to the supply closet and get this thing for me." He just. He was like, "Can I have a key?" She was like, "Yeah, sure."
They do that a lot. Like with the kid that he's making faces to at the beginning, they never really explain if he's just some acquaintance or it's like his best friend.
Oh yeah.
No,
They'll make appearance and they'll be like, "You alright, Max?" And it's just like, "Who the fuck are you?"
I was gonna say, I forgot about that. Was that the same kid? 'Cause
Yeah.
Later on, I think some kid's like, "Are you okay, Max?" And he's
I
like,
think so, but like
They weren't the same
in the
kid, though.
in the 90s, like all these little white kids, like they all had the same haircut and they were.
I'm pretty sure that they weren't the same actors, but they were supposed to be the same character.
That could be.
Because I took it as the same character.
Yeah, that's why. Like, there's only one other kid in the whole film, so I presume they were just like, "Where's that other kid?" I don't know. Just get a new one.
Way later in the movie, like you said, Danny Money, he's like, "Are you okay, Max?" I'm like, "Who the fuck are you? Like, where have you been this whole time?"
Exactly.
If you're this kid's like, "Buddy, why aren't
Yeah.
you backing him up when he's getting his ass whooped?"
No, he doesn't. If you actually notice, he goes, "Are you okay, Max?" And Max turns around and turns back to the camera and goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." But once he turns away from the kid
The
kid
kid
starts
leaves.
walking away. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, okay, see ya." Delivers his line to nobody. So another thing I want to point out is the leader of the kid gang. I think his name is like Elito or Elio. I don't
Yep.
know. It's written down somewhere else.
13.
Oh, he's 13?
I don't know, but these kids all look like they are kids.
Even though I think he drives later in the film.
No, he definitely drives. They fucking cruise up in a pickup later on.
Yeah. This guy is actually kind of famous. Like, it was weird. I only noted because the comments later on.
Really?
His name is Wade J. Wilson. He's a music producer. He produced a lot of weird things and stuff like that. He played himself in You Got Served, I guess, as a music producer. and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
He was actually the producer on pretty much everything for Happy Feet 2. But most importantly, and what apparently seems to be the thing that boosted his career into music, He wrote Who Are Those Mystery Men for the 1999 action comedy Mystery Men.
What?
Yeah, he wrote a song for a film that I didn't know had a song for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but apparently that really helped his career out. But whatever, yeah, so the teacher, he gives him detention. He's got detention. We jump to the family house. Or the apartment, I think, really, actually. And Max comes home. He's like, oh, hey, Mom. And the mom's like, well, how come you didn't do your homework? You got
Hot
detention, huh?
Hot mom.
Yeah, sure.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I was a fan.
She was just like, oh, you didn't do your homework, you didn't get detention, you're not helping me clean the house, all that stuff. Did Max, the way they set that up, did Max steal
I think
the
so.
vacuum cleaner motor?
Here,
Because she said we got robbed, but she didn't make a big deal about her home being invaded.
no, it's definitely implied that he took the motor.
Yeah.
And that he's like some kind of mechanical whiz.
That never...
They bring it up once later on, but it never goes anywhere or does anything.
Yeah.
There's just like a levitating magnet later on.
That's not him, though. That's just two magnets. That was not, like, when they showed that, I was like, are we supposed to believe he's a genius and that's not an easily available toy to buy anywhere at a store?
No, he just put those things near each other and they did that.
Genius! All right, so the mom's boyfriend comes over, and they tell Max that they're going to get married, but they need a divorce from his father, and Max is upset because that's a lot to drop on a fucking kid.
Yeah, but he's a shit. Fuck this
absolutely.
kid.
Well, he's a
Not
fucking
even that.
latchkey kid. They're all shits.
Yeah.
The way he reacts to it, you would figure like the dad was around for a while.
Yep.
And, and he knew the dad really well.
Yeah.
No, the fucking father left when he was 2.
Yeah.
What the fuck does he remember? Because what is he supposed to be, 10 at this point?
Yeah, I believe. No, I think 12 actually.
Okay.
But still, yeah.
Yeah, so 10 years later.
10 years, yeah.
Come on.
I don't.
What torture are you carrying for a guy who wasn't there for 10 years?
I don't remember anything like past probably like 5. Like anything. I don't have a memory earlier than 5.
Exactly.
So
That's
how
what I'm
does this kid,
saying.
My earliest memories are like little bits and pieces, not even like full, just
like little clips.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, yep, I pooped myself that time.
Yeah,
that's
it's traumatizing stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
mostly. All right, so we jump into the streets, and Max bikes away, but he gets caught by those thugs from earlier, who, as we pointed out, can drive. They can
Cruising
drive a
in pickup.
Yeah, I guess at least 16? I don't know. Why is a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old in the same school? What is 12? Isn't that like
He got left back, man.
a lot. Yeah,
And then 16 is what? Like 11th,
That's-
probably? Like
that's like 10th, 11th grade.
yeah, those. Like I was gonna say, sometimes there's schools that do 6, 7, 8, and 9 in a school, but
Yeah. Well, all right. So then you figure he's been left back enough to still be in 9th, and Max should be in like 6th or 7th.
I don't know how that works because No Child Left Behind, so that doesn't make
It
sense
wasn't
to me.
around
Yeah,
yet.
it
Yeah,
wasn't
I know, but I don't. It was for me, so that doesn't make sense to me. How can you just not push a child forward even though you doesn't get the material?
There's a girl in my 5th grade class who could not read at all. At all. Like, at all.
I shouldn't even make that sound at it, but that does seem silly to me. Like I feel like even any child in America should probably be able to read a cereal box. Like I'm not saying pick up War and Peace, but you gotta be able to know what you're doing in the maze on the back of the box to fucking win that shit. Fucking oh my
You
god.
just deal with natural selection. That's why good parents always put the cereal box right next to the rat poison box, and it's like, well, fucking, they gotta learn someday.
And then the 80s happened. They're like, yeah, we can't do that anymore. It's not a good idea. Listen, we've been doing that for a while. They're still dumb. That's just people. We're not gonna breed that out. So yeah, those kids in a car leave their car and start chasing him on foot.
Yeah.
And he's on a bike. Somehow they're right on his tail the whole time.
Yeah.
He's on a bike. They're both on feet and in a car, and he's driving down back alleys, and they're right on his tail the whole time.
And then they come from in front of him.
yeah.
So, okay, why not?
Yeah, so I guess that means while some of them were chasing him, other of them went and got the car and then drove around the
Drove
city,
around.
around the whole city, and came at him from the front.
Not for nothing. These kids are dumb because he does it like a good 2 or 3 times during the chase where he'll abandon the bike and then somehow loop around and pick up the bike. Why not take the bike after the first time?
Why not? Yeah, just stay on the bike.
Exactly. He's clearly gonna come back for the bike. Take the bike.
It's like
Although to be fair, we've already established that he's not very fast on the bike either. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he ditched the bike and then he got away from them in the building.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't really get away from them. He kind of. Well, let's talk about it. He runs into an abandoned building and he starts to slowly walk backwards because he runs up he just runs up the stairs and he's like, "Oh, I think I've successfully hidden them. Let me slowly walk backwards into this room and not notice this giant gaping hole in the whole. There's the whole floor.
Yeah.
The whole floor is not there, and he falls through
And dies.
down 3 stories. That's what
He said-
happened, right?
yeah,
he
he's
died,
dead.
and this whole movie is like the DMT released in his brain. This is his heaven dream. It's a pretty sad.
Fucking, his dream is that his favorite basketball player came and granted him magical wishes.
I so wish that I did this movie the same month as Warriors of Virtue, so we could have 2 movies where kids died and then dreamed about other people doing a bunch of cool shit for them. They both died in these films.
Fuck. Oh my god, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's fucking.
He's gotta be dead.
He fell and they don't show it, but it pans down and there's a fucking big chunk of wood just right through his gut, like a steel rebar, just right through him.
There's a good flow to the blood, too. It's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
He's bleeding out.
No, he's totally unharmed.
Oh, you're telling me that he just survived that and just happened to meet his dad he hasn't seen in 10 years? No, he's dead. This is all a dream. He's fucking dead.
So, yeah, again, I don't know why he's fine, but he's fine. Then the thug kids go, there's no way he didn't survive that, and they run downstairs to go get him real quick and
Yeah.
beat him up some more. Max decides to hide under all the floor that just collapsed under him.
Yeah.
For some reason, he kicks a boombox and sets it off. I don't know what building this is, or how that boombox got there, or how, spoiler alert, the thugs catch Max and that boombox starts throwing a bunch of dust everywhere, and all of a sudden Kazaam shows up. How did Kazaam get from the lamp store to this warehouse? Is it the same place? Are they running around a lamp store?
No, it is the same place because in the beginning they show like the gargoyle right before the wrecking ball hits the building, and they point it out as Max goes in the gargoyle on top of the building.
I can't believe you fucking, you caught that. Like, that was something
Okay.
to catch. Jesus Christ!
So wait, you're telling me the wrecking crew got there and like knocked a hole in the wall? It was like, all right, we're done for the day.
They dropped a hole through the wall and then let go of the crane and then all right through the floor, and that's how the hole was created. They let go at the top of the arc and just right through.
All right, boys, today we're not knocking down this building. We're just making a hole through one wall and then through all the floors.
Hey guys, let me show you this brand new game. It's called Wrecking Crew Bowling. You gotta take out all the floors without knocking down the building.
But yeah, and then the whole thing with the boombox too. I think it's just. I guess that was the only thing that kind of survived.
Why was a boombox in the basement of a lamp store?
Because there was some poor guy down there and his only possession was a boombox, but then the wrecking ball fell and killed him.
And the boombox was fine.
And the boombox was just out of range.
That's the real scary part about this, is that the whole time that the kids are threatening Max and Kazaam showing up, there's just a decomposing homeless guy corpse off to the side. You can't see it.
It's Brooklyn in the 90s. You just shy away from it.
They did.
Yeah.
That's fact.
And even if he, let's say hypothetically, he isn't dying right now on the floor, impaled by steel rebar and wood,
Okay.
the amount of asbestos this kid just got exposed to.
Oh my god, all the whirlwind light just...
It's when Kazaam pops out of his box and all this dust, that's just all asbestos.
Oh man. It was not fun. But Kazaam shows up, and it gets even less fun, because he starts speaking in rhyme. I want to point out, just rhyme. And he demands that whoever rubbed his lamp makes the wishes so he can get back to sleep. And I want to point out that kind of sounds like depression. He's been trapped in a lamp for 5,000 years. He's probably a little depressed. Max tries to run. Actually, before Max tries to run, one of the kids tries to hit Kazaam in the face with like a 2x4, and Kazam's like, no, stop that. And they're like, oh, all right. And they run. And then Max tries to run, and Kazam's like, no, I'm your genie. Wear a beanie. Happatini. I don't know.
You know what? I was so confused. I was like, why would a genie, who is presumably thousands of years old,
Yeah.
why is he rapping? And now it all makes sense. He was in the lamp, and he fell into the boombox, and there was a hip-hop or a rap tape in the boombox, and he learned it through that. That's the only logical explanation.
Did you notice that? That, you know how, like, in a genie's lamp, you take off the top and the genie comes out? He comes out of the cassette
Yeah, I
tape.
know.
Then explain how when he's only in the genie getup, for some reason, that's the only time he has an accent. But yet, every time he's in regular clothes, he loses the accent.
Racism. It's gotta be racism. Like, oh, he's dressed like an Arab. Let's fucking make him talk like an Arab. That's...
It's still offensive.
No,
It's less offensive than blackface, but it's still offensive. You can't misappropriate a race like that.
Black people... Look, is it racist if a black person makes fun of another...
Well, see, here's the catch-22 is, all life originated from Africa.
Yeah.
So Africans are all races.
Ah.
So they can't appropriate a culture at
Yeah,
all, because they are all cultures.
Yeah, it's theirs.
Yeah.
We're all Africans.
That's what happens. See, it's because every culture slowly left Africa, taking everything with them. They're like, you can't leave, you're part of us. And I don't know where that joke's going, but I think I made my point. I think I made it pretty well, and you're all going to change your lives because of it. So, yeah, he tells Max, I'm your genie, and he's like, you're a nut. And they run outside, and Kazaam poofs outside. Wait, he doesn't poof out, he just appears outside. There should have been more poofing.
Yeah.
From a genie, there should be more poof. Smokes a cloud, I don't know.
What? Are you telling me that fucking displaying genies through visual medium hasn't improved since I Dream of Genie in,
Right?
like, the 1960s?
Why hasn't anyone, I just thought this up now, hasn't anyone made a movie where Snoop Dogg plays a genie? I think that'd work.
Yeah?
I think it would be just bad enough that would work.
Yeah. And he would do it. There's no way. He's Snoop Lion now, right?
Yeah.
No, he went back to Snoop Dogg. He
All right.
realized that was pretty dumb. I'm pretty sure those were his words. He was like, yeah, that's pretty dumb, mate.
I was really fucking...
Yeah.
I was, like, mega high.
Yeah. Which is weird coming from Snoop Dogg. I got too high. But it happened. It happened. All right, so outside Kazaam, he starts begging. He's like, look, just make your wishes so I can go back to my life. And the kid makes a surprisingly specific wish, which is he wants a black Jaguar XKE. Okay, so Kazaam goes to do it, but he has no powers, which he kind of like, he's like, and he just disappears, which I was like, what? Like, is Kazaam a lawnmower? You have to, like, press the primer button a couple times before you pull it, and... Yeah, so I don't know why his powers wouldn't work, but they wouldn't work, and Max doesn't even stick around for the wish to get granted. He's like, oh, I want a Jaguar. See ya. Starts to walk away. Kazaam disappears, so when he goes around the corner and gets met up by the thugs, Kazaam's not there to help him, so he gets beat down, or at least presumably that's what it sounds like.
Is Kazaam supposed to be all-knowing?
No.
So then how would he know with a black Jaguar X... Like,
Why
shouldn't he have
don't-
been like, I want a black Jaguar, and he just, like, a fucking wild Jaguar just pops up in the street?
Part of me thought that was what was going to end up happening.
Yeah, I don't... He is definitely not all-knowing, because later on, Max is like, I want this thing, and he's like, all right, let's just go to your dad's studio and get the thing, and he's like, where is it? He doesn't know about the tape and all that
Yeah.
stuff, so yeah, he's not all-knowing.
Because remember, master tapes are recorded on fucking cassettes.
It's not an actual literal tape. It's a phrase. Let's just go to the next scene. Back in the family apartment, Max tries to sneak home, but his mom stops him and she freaks out because she sees, all the damage to his face or whatever. Travis, the boyfriend, or I guess fiance, I don't know, whatever. He tries to talk to Max saying that he's here for the mom. He's here because he loves the mom, and he's not trying to replace his father. He just really loves Max's mother, and he's here for him. Which,
Look, kid, I just want to fuck your mom.
yes! Oh my god, that's the worst fucking thing! Listen, kid, listen. I know you just had a rough day, but listen, this is what's gonna happen. I'm here to bang your mom. That's it.
Yeah.
I know you don't have a father because he abandoned you and your mother. Well, I'm gonna start spitting snot in your mother once a week, but still not be a father to you. Hope you're not upset. Not that I care, because again, I'm only here for your mother.
Did you learn about sex ed in school? Like the penis goes in the vagina? Yeah, I'm gonna do that to her.
A lot. A lot. Buy earplugs now.
Some mornings I'm gonna wake up and just roll over and just right in their face.
What are you, 12? Just move out. It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get weird. Just move out now. Okay, so Travis leaves the room and Max goes to sleep. The next day, Max wakes up and the apartment is empty. Max reads a note from his mom, but sees the divorce papers underneath it and sees his dad's name and the dad's address. So in the streets, Max is walking through the city and Kazaam is kind of pretty obviously following him.
Yeah.
Like, it's... Like, even though they were filming a movie, people should have stopped him on the street and went, "What are you doing, sir?
Yeah.
We're going to call the police now." It's really weird. Kazaam says after he poops over to Max, he's like, "Let's go, make your wish." Kazaam says that being a genie isn't fun and he just wants to get it over with. And he explains that his first wish was just a warm-up and then everything's going to be fine the next time. Don't worry about it. It's going to go great. Right, so they walk over to the dad's building, right? Max enters the warehouse after just wandering around for a while inside the warehouse. Yeah, Max finds a door with a bunch of people behind it, and after he hears his father's name and his father, they open the door and they're like, "Who's this kid? Get lost. Get out of here, kid." Sam's like, "Who's that jerk?" And Max is like, "That's my father." Which I just want to let you know that's totally plausible. Unless a building houses like financial information or has somebody like famous enough that they might get assassinated, nothing has security anywhere.
Also, pre 9/11.
That's another thing. Even post 9/11, I do sites, like I do job sites where it's, you got to go to a building and set some stuff up and blah, blah. And then 4 days later, like 50 cents is going to show up. Those 3 days later, you could go to the front door and go, "I'd like to go in here." And they go, "No, you don't have security." You go, "Okay." And then just walk around back to the loading dock and just walk in. If you just walk in confidently, people go, "Oh, he must work here. Why would he be so confident?"
I was gonna say, well, that's basically what he did. He went through the front. The guy was like, "Can't you read?" Closed, and he walked around back.
If there's a door somewhere with a guard in front of it, there's a door behind that building that's just wide open. No guards. There might be a camera, but nobody watches that fucking camera. That's when they get sued. They can go, "Well, we had a camera. What else did you want from us?" All right, yeah, so this is when they kind of bring back that Max is like a super electric genius, I think. We go to Max's fun house. That's what I call it. Max's fun house. It's just I don't know what it is. Actually, in the credits, I noticed that there was a junkyard technical advisor, so I think this might be the junkyard. It looks like a building with a roof torn off.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely...
Yeah. This is a very specific... I don't know, maybe in this day and age it's not, but remember in Fallout New Vegas, there was that guy in New Vegas that had the shop that all he did was repair lights?
Yeah.
That's what I thought of when I saw it. I was like, I think they took this directly from the movie. Like, Fallout was just like, yeah, that's a good... We'll do that. Or Kazan went back.
How are there all these places, it's presumably in Brooklyn, that aren't just loaded with homeless people? Just fucking...
Yeah, that's...
isn't this like the height of the crack epidemic? Like
96? I don't know about 96.
We're pretty close, right?
No, I want to say they're coming out of the tail end of it by 96.
Yeah, I would say, I think it's more like 91 is kind of 90, yeah.
There should be
But no, there should still, but we're coming out of it because police should be monitoring everything. It's...
What I also found weird about this scene, how long has he had that fun house of lights there? And the electric company hasn't realized that some random building has a whole bunch of power usage?
Yeah, no, I could buy that. I'm pretty sure the electric company, like, fucking half the time, they don't know what's going on.
That or how did he lug in all those, whatchamacallit, traffic lights on his own, presumably?
Yeah, there's traffic lights. There's like I don't even know what you call billboard lights, like matinee lights, like things that would go outside of a building, like Macy letters.
Exactly,
Like giant...
Is this what kids did before the internet? They just went and, like, fucking collected garbage?
You know what? I think they actually may have, like, done... Maybe not collected garbage, but he collected a bunch of stuff and made lights. I was talking to my grandfather, like, a couple of weeks ago. He said that when he was a kid... He used to, like, find, like, his dad would bring home metal from a scrapyard, because, free metal, you can stuff. And they would take the metal and, like, put it in a kiln and make swords out of it. For fun! That's what they did, for fun. 8-year-old kids would kiln, like, they would just be blacksmiths for fun. And they were good enough that the dad was like, I'm gonna sell these, and the dad sold them and made money off of them. I guess my great grandfather. Yeah.
I think what happened was your great grandfather was tricked into making swords to sell. It wasn't like I'm gonna willingly do this. It's like, hey son, we need to pull in more money, so here's some metal. We're gonna put you to work 8 hours a day making swords.
Spot on impersonation of my great grandfather. I gotta point out, flawless impersonation of him. It was a different time. That was always my theory. That after white people kind of lost the whole slavery thing, they were like, well, let's just have a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
That's fucking free random. Fucking genius. That's what I am. Genius.
I think you're all right when you think about it, because if you think of the Industrial Revolution, that kind of happened quickly after slavery. So yeah,
that's why shit is so bad now, because we can't make the leap to robots yet. We haven't found another slave system exploit. We don't know what else to do. All right, so yeah, he's at the warehouse. There's a bunch of random lights. Kazaam shows up and he's like, "What's up? Make a wish." And he's like, "No, I'm not doing that." Somehow, Max and Kazaam they have a bike race around the warehouse.
Yeah.
There's no finish line, so it's not like a race. I don't know. It's like whoever gets tired first. Yeah. And then, for some reason, this excitement causes Kazaam's powers to come back in full style, and like his bike turns gold, and he has a bunch of Arabian-style clothes and stuff like that. He kind of looked like an Arab Sergeant Pepper.
He takes off into the air and flies around the warehouse.
Yeah, he's got a gold streak coming off of him. He's got full powers, right? So he comes back and he's like, "Oh, look, you see this? I'm definitely a genie." Max is like, "You are a genie. All right, here's what I want. I want junk food from here to the sky." And Kazaam slowly makes it rain food, which is not really what Max asked for.
No.
He asked for an instantaneous stack of food from here to the sky. He didn't ask for food to fall from the sky. That's wrong. And Kazaam's like, "Well, there you go. You got junk food? 2 more wishes, and this will be the best night ever." And Max is like, "No. You are stuck with me until I make the wishes, and you can do some cool stuff, so I'm not going to make my wishes yet."
He's like, "You work for me now."
Well, not yet, but... Oh, did he?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like right off the bat.
Oh, okay.
He's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yes.
wait, slavery. Like, you're mine now.
Yes.
I own you.
Yeah.
And I get real uncomfortable.
Yeah. It was pretty much up until this point where I was like, this movie actually isn't... It's not that bad. It's pretty okay. It's pretty watchable, I feel. And then this time I was like, all right, it's getting a little uncomfortable
God,
now.
this kid's fucking dying dream is to have a fucking 7-foot-tall black slave that can grant wishes. Oh my God. We could fucking refilm this as like, think about it, right? Set it back to antebellum America, pre-Civil War. And it's just the tale of a young white boy who has a magical Negro that grants wishes.
This is the movie that the South Carolina shooter watched before he went to the church, and he was like, "Oh, this could have been all mine! No!"
Oh God.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, it is.
What do you think was easier to do? Like, this is a dead serious question. What do you think was easier to do? To find a 7-foot-tall black stuntman, or to teach Shaquille O'Neal to ride a bike? I have no reason to believe he can't, but I presume Shaquille O'Neal is just too large to ride a bike. So they had to teach him to ride a bike, like a special bike too. I don't know why, but I just think about like the special shoes that have like the platforms. Because he's like a bike version of that. I don't know how that works, but he's got a bike version of that.
But you're assuming that whatever stuntman they hired would already know how to ride the bike. Like, what if they hired a stuntman? He's like, I don't know how to ride a bike.
He's a stuntman. He knows what he's getting into. So.
No,
Part of his credentials.
He knows how to fall and like this and that. And they're like, all right, you need to ride a bike for Shaq. He's like, oh, I never learned how to ride a bike. I'm too big.
I can fall off a bike, but I can't make it go. I mean, if you put me at the top of a hill, I got that shit. But flat surface, no go, son. No go.
Half the budget was spent on bike lessons for Shaquille O'Neal and his stunt double.
A strong enough, thin enough string that they could pull him on the bike and it wouldn't snap. Oh, man. Yeah, so then he starts the rhyming again, and it's... Oh, man, it's so bad. This rhyming is...
Just so you know, this movie came out after Shaq's debut rap album too.
So then,
No, he's an established rapper. He came out.
I feel like
I
this
remember
would
that.
discredit that album.
1993 debut album, Shaq Diesel.
When? Like December or something like that? Or?
It just said 1993.
well,
This
great.
is 96.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's
Mid 96, yeah.
yeah, and
That's well, there's something I realize here is he points out that genies, they do material possessions. They make things appear. They can't do nothing
Yeah.
ethereal. And I realize that. So pretty much thanks to 3D printers, we have no use for genies anymore. Like we don't need. The only reason we need a genie is to just save resources. Like
yeah.
that'd be it. Otherwise, no. I was just like 10 minutes.
No, you need a genie to get your sports car of your dream, because a 3D printer isn't gonna make it go. If you think about it.
Oh yeah.
How does a kid not just wish for money? How fucking stupid! I wish for candy and junk food. What? You're 12. You're old enough to understand
which
money.
is weird because at the end they do the money thing and the kids no, you're wrong, because at the end the kid's smart enough to understand the financial situation of asking for money.
No, he understands enough to ask for all the money in the world.
It's a grown businessman does not.
Yeah, I'll ask for all the money in the world, but then everyone else will be poor, so I'll give some of it back.
Yeah, but like there's no way to ensure that any of them will be part of your business market
Yeah.
or like.
And on top of it too, Shaq does mention early on that he has dealt with people who wish for money and things like that, and still doesn't get through the kid's head to ask for some money.
Shaq's basically like, hey kid, just fucking wish for money. Oh, candy? You want candy? What's one way you can? Oh, you can buy candy with fucking money. Oh, you want a Jaguar? You can buy some fucking just money.
He even says it to him. He's like, just wish for a castle and let's get it over with. At one point too.
It just reminds me of the Simpsons when Homer's reaching under a couch. He's like, peanut, oh, a $20 bill, no! And then it goes to his brain. He's like, you idiot, this can get you more peanuts. And he's like, explain how. Money could be exchanged for goods and services. Oh, okay, yeah, let's go buy some peanuts. That's this kid right now.
That genie. Oh, I have 3 wishes. Okay, money. Right.
Yeah.
What else do you want? I don't know. I'll just keep you around till I need more money. Like, that's it. Like,
But just a money tree. Just ask for a money tree. I don't. Just to be clear, just to set it, you can't. First off, what you have to do is you have to understand the limitations. Because people say you can't wish for more wishes. But I wish for a wish. I wish for another object that can grant me more wishes than you can. Like, what?
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but if he can only do material, like, what if he can't control, like, the physical properties or something?
What do you mean?
Like, he can't create a water bottle or another... I can't be like, I want a boombox that has another genie in it. How many other genies are there? Is he the only genie?
I don't know. He explains how he became a genie later, but it doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Mainly
at all.
because
Does he
it's done
explain
in
how he
the...
become a genie?
Yeah, he does it
Oh,
during,
he does it during
in the rap.
that great song. You didn't know
Oh
that?
no, I did
the
not.
duet.
No, I'm sure, much like myself, once he started singing, you nearly died with laughter.
Mainly because
That's
it's...
probably what happened. It got him and all that. Yeah.
Oh, we should save it, but fucking...
No,
it
yeah.
starts awful and just... Somehow they're at the bottom of the hill and they figure out a way how to roll down more.
He started digging underneath. Now this hill's going lower. All right, so yeah, anyway, Kazaam demands that Max just go. Just start making your wishes, just do them. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So Kazaam puts some weird pink stuff in his pocket. Is it supposed to be gum or like a milkshake? I don't know what
I
it
thought it was
is.
supposed to be like yogurt.
No, it's gum because
It's just too liquidy. Like
you see him like
yeah.
chewing and then he magics gum into his pocket.
They used yogurt because I guess they
Yeah.
couldn't find a good way to like they couldn't find silly putty. Like I don't know what the
Yeah.
problem
Not
was.
for nothing. If you're a genie, why do you have to chew it before you zap it into his pocket?
He's a Roger Rabbit genie.
Like his shit relies on being funny.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he puts the pink stuff in his pocket, and this is another thing where it's like, how does he know this shit? Which is, he puts pink stuff in his pockets and ties his shoes together, and he's like, "Listen, Muhammad Ali, you better get your act right." And then after he's untying his shoes, he falls over, and Max stands up and starts to like swing at him.
Yeah.
So like, even in the reference of that, it didn't make sense that he called him Muhammad Ali before he started swinging at him. But also, why does he know who Muhammad Ali is? He's been trapped in a bottle for like 5,000 years.
Yeah, he says at least 3,000 years, so that is right. Yeah, how does he know who Muhammad Ali is?
Does he say that?
Yeah, he mentions it later on in the movie that he almost slips it out. Yeah, that
He meant no. See, that's the thing, though. I'm very certain that he says he's been trapped in the bottle for 5,000 years, and then when the part you're talking about, he says 3,000 years, which doesn't make any sense unless he had a supply of them in the bottle with him.
I guess, yeah.
Like, it's just weird. And then later on, he mentions that he hasn't had Max has been his only friend in 5,000 years, which, if he's been in a bottle, like, how could he, like, why is that something to announce? Like, you're the only person I've talked to in 5,000 years. Like, yeah, the numbers they give us are all over the place. I can't pinpoint how old he is, like, how long he's been a genie, how long he's been in the bottle. Like, there's nothing. It's all over the place. So, they go back to the dad's building again. Right? Kid's not letting up. Max and Kazaam enter the building, and Max goes upstairs, and Kazaam gets distracted by a turntable, because apparently, despite knowing what a Jaguar XKE is, and Muhammad Ali is, he's never seen a turntable before.
Nope.
That shit's damn cool. So he goes to check it out. Max goes upstairs and kind of struggles for a second, and eventually tells him, I'm your son. I'm Max Cotter or whatever. And I don't know if you noticed this. I thought it was a little weird. When he's like, I'm your son, the music in the background, which is like the heavy rap beat that they're playing, stops and it starts to play this like soft piano. And he's like, oh my God, you're my son. Like, dun, 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 dun. And he's like, oh, I want you to meet Larry. This is Billy. This is Sally. This is Steven. And they're like, oh, you know who this is? This is the Brat. And he's like, what's up? And it's like, wow. And it jumps back into the music. And I was like, what the fuck? All right. So yeah, he's always like overwhelmed. Oh yeah, you're my kid. Oh, when's that pizza getting here? And then Kazaam shows up with the pizza. He's like, what? Kazaam again? We go back to the family apartment, and Max goes home happy, but the mom is at home freaking out because I'm not sure if I read this or heard this wrong. It's because Max hasn't been home in 2 days. That's what I heard. It couldn't be that he's been home late 2 days in a row.
I think that's what she meant.
I think
But I'm pretty sure she said he hasn't been home in 2 days.
No,
which
she does say it.
that's not something. You shouldn't be in your home going, my kid hasn't been home in 2 days. What am I going to do? You should be at a police department.
Yeah.
Like, you should be fighting people in the streets for no reason. Whatever. He comes home, and he's super happy. He's like, yeah, how's it going, Mom? Fun time. And Travis is like, listen, just calm down. Look, we're going to get you a tutor. We're going to put you in a program or something.
That's why the mom doesn't make a big deal. Travis is filling her in.
Yeah. All right. And
With
so
his
yeah,
penis.
yes, fucking asshole. So yeah, the kid's like, oh, you lied to me. You said that what? You didn't know where my father was, or he was dead, or something like that. But I saw him. He's alive. And the mom stops Max as he tries to run away to the room. He's like, listen, things, they don't turn out the way you plan them to. And I want you to have a real dad who's going to be here and you can count on. He's like, do you understand that? And he's like, no!
The guy told me he just wanted to bang you.
Yeah! I know, I'm 12! So he goes into his room and he starts packing stuff, I guess. And Kazaam shows up and he says, being a genie is depressing. And the future doesn't follow the plan. Max doesn't care because he has 2 backstage concert passes and everything's gonna be super cool. Yeah, I don't. This part of the film right here, I'm like, man, this is hitting real close to home. I don't really like it. So they go back again to the one of 4 locations in this film, to the dad's building again. It's night this time, so it's kind of new. We see lights and stuff. The singer on stage, who is Spinderella, which is the DJ from Salt and Pepper, is performing on stage. I don't know why a DJ is singing, but she is. Kazaam.
That's probably the only time she'll get time.
Hey, look, I just said her name 4 times, so her career's going to go well really now. Kazaam, I don't know why, but he's scared of, he doesn't want to be shown around. I don't know. He's just scared. He wants to go wait outside.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. The singer on stage, who, again, is Spinderella, I think, because there's 3 of them, so actually that might not be Spinderella. Actually, Spinderella might just be playing the beats. And none of the performers could be her. She might not even be in this film that I think about. I don't really know what she looks like. They could have lied. So, he tries to hide behind a pillar, but it doesn't work. What was the analogy he uses? It's like trying to hide a tank engine behind a beach or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's something dumb like
It was a
that.
bad analogy.
It was, yeah, he's 12. What do you want of him? So he's like, look, nobody likes you, Kazaam. So what are you going to do about it? And he's like, oh, that's true. I guess I'll rap. So he starts to do a little bit of rap, and after he says, I am the coffee in your cream, he makes his boombox explode, which I think is a little sexual.
Yeah.
And all the sparks explode everywhere, and this guy, who we later learn is named Mr. Malik, he's shown eating at a date, and one of the sparks land on his table, and he tries to stab it with a fork, and it jumps, so he tries to, like, jump on it with his hand, and when he grabs it disappears, yeah. First off, like, this guy is, off the bat, insane. Like, who stabs a jewel? Like, who sees a rock on his table and he's like, is that a jewel? Let me stab it real quick, pick it up with his fork.
It's clearly established that because he is Middle Eastern, he immediately recognizes that Kazaam is a genie.
Yeah.
That's...
He's clearly the Sultan that put him in the lamp.
Yeah,
That's
no.
the thing.
Oh, so wait, so is this when he apparently makes a rap about how he became a genie?
No.
No,
This
that's till later on.
He's not even a
That's-
rapper yet.
that's
This is
the
just him.
duet.
This is him learning that he can do this. He didn't know this was an option. Yeah, Max is looking for his dad while that's happening, and he can't find him. But eventually, he goes into an office and see that his dad Nick is strong-arming some producer who doesn't want to get involved in piracy. Nick kicks Max out. Nick grabs, he goes to punch the producer guy, and he realized Max is still standing, and he's like, you mother, and he grabbed Nick.
Get the fuck
and
outta here.
Get out of here. There is no you and I. Leave. And Nick goes back to his office, and there's Mr. Malik intimidating everybody, and says, you gotta keep your eye open, and because this guy, this Kazaam guy, he's got a certain sparkle. All right, on the streets with Max. Max goes to leave, but he gets stopped by those thugs from earlier again.
They're just hanging out outside the club.
Now, what exactly are they doing that's considered piracy?
I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
I don't understand how.
exactly, because I was trying to figure it out the whole time. I'm like, how is recording a live performance and then selling it piracy? Because they do that all the time.
No, see, you misunderstand. That aside from recording music, they are literally pirates who go out and sail the seas and fucking capture yachts. That's the only explanation.
Mr. Malik, he's a pirate of Penzance.
Because I can't understand how you can be like, yeah, well, we have this person performing and we're recording it and we're gonna sell it. Yeah, no, that's how the music industry works.
Yeah, I don't. It really. I think that producer didn't know. I think Nick was totally right in what he was doing. Maybe not the throwing your kid out, but everything else was fine. So, yeah, those kids, the thug kids from earlier, they were like, oh, what are you doing in there? I didn't know they let babies into the club, or whatever ridiculous taunt they give him. And he's like, Max is like, oh, I was in there, I was partying with everybody. If I wanted to, I could go right back in there right now and put the tape in your hand. And they're like, so then let's go do that, duh. And he's like, oh, shit. I want to point out that this is like one of the only real depictions of bullying I've ever seen in popular media.
What do you mean?
Like, I've seen people who are like, oh, I go to school every day, and that kid, I go to lunch, and that kid picks on me. No, this is bullying. Fucking children chasing you in the streets, following you home, just going, hey, there's that kid. Let's just go fuck with him. We were waiting in line for a studio and all this. No, let's go fuck with that kid over there. This is fucking bullying. Everything else, it may be harassment, it may be wrong, it may be rude, but this is bullying.
let's just get in our car and chase this motherfucker.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do when we catch him? Just fucking do stuff to him.
Like today's stupid kiddie version of, hey, isn't that kid we don't like? Yeah, let's chase him to the end of this property and then shake our fists at him as he drives away on his bike. No. They chased him. He fell 3 stories to his death, and they went down to make sure he was dead. If he didn't get up, they would have been stomping him into the ground.
But he didn't get up because he died, and this is all his fucking...
It's all a dream, yeah.
His feverish, dying dream.
Oh, man.
This kid's gurgling up blood, just going, Shaq, magic, and these kids are like, oh, we fucking got him good.
like they're proud of themselves, but they're kind of a little regretful. Like maybe went too far, but like just the right amount of too far.
Listen, he asked for it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
he deserved it. Maybe not that much.
They go to school and everyone's like, "Has anyone seen Max?" And they all just kind of look at each other and like give
like,
the knowing
yeah,
nod,
yeah.
and then just go, "We haven't seen him, miss."
They all give each other the knowing nod, and then quickly avert their eyes because they're like, "Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
It's not, don't look
yeah,
me in the
it's
eye. I don't want to think about doing it." But
And then they get back together 15 years later in the same hood, and they're fucking haunted by his ghost.
what an excellent sequel to this movie. That's fantastic. That's a fantastic film. I think that's probably what it is. Snoop Dogg's Tales from the Hood is a Snoop.
Oh, yeah,
He
perfect.
tells the story of the white kid that haunts everybody. Oh, and then at the end it turns out it wasn't a ghost. It was a KKK member.
The kid survived and just became ultra racist.
He hit his head and it just didn't work out right. Some things got knocked loose. I
He
guess.
fucking scrambled his eggs, and now he thinks he's a ghost, but he thinks he's a KKK ghost.
All right, so, Mr. Malik is like to the black assistant lady. Max's dad has a black assistant lady. I didn't mention it, but he's got one,
Yeah.
and she seems pretty cool. So Mr. Malik, who apparently is also, and I don't know what Malik does. Like I think he's just like a strong-arming like thug who just show. Like I don't.
He's a pirate.
No, I think he's the one who owns the club. Or the studio or whatever it is.
I don't know.
He either owns the club or the piracy racket or a real pirate ship.
Or all three.
Or all three.
Or at least 2 out of the 3.
That checks out for me. So yeah, he gets the black assistant lady to get Kazaam into his limo. And she does, and they're like, "Oh, this is what you're talking about." When Mr. Malik's like, "Here, have some goat eyes," and he's like, "Oh, that's great. I haven't had this in 3,000 days."
Fucking, what an idiot. Just how stupid.
I'm 90% positive that if somebody said, "I haven't done that in 4,000 days," I'd be like, let me just get a calculator real quick and see how long that was.
Did you guys do the math?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't do the math. What's 3,000 days?
Oh, wait. 365, so that's like 9 years. Or maybe
Just
10.
a little under 9, yeah.
10 years, yeah. Well, 10 years, yeah. Math, duh.
8.3 years.
Doing the math. I guess that's acceptable. Oh, I've had this in 10 years? I guess. It's still a weird way.
Just fucking say years, you weirdo.
Just say 3,000 years. He'll think it's a joke. He'll think it's a joke.
Except that he immediately knew he was a
Oh,
genie.
that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Because
he's been trying to investigate
racism.
some stuff. Yes.
Oh, he's Middle Eastern. Yes, he recognizes genies. He can tell.
So the Thug Kids and Max sneak into the back door of the building. Still open, by the way.
Yeah.
Still open, that back
Still.
door. Never closed. Right? Well, better yet, after the kids go in and go to steal the tape, the guy, he tries to give the tape to Max's dad at the elevator. He's like, just press the button to close the door, right? He's like, where? Oh, the button on the wall. He goes over, leans outside of a door, goes, oh, there's the button, presses the button, closes the door he's leaning out of, which means there's a part that's still in the building that doesn't have a door to close it off of. There's just an open port. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just like a loading dock that just doesn't have garage doors, just open all the time.
I gotta say, I didn't fucking expect this scene. I did not. When they're like,
Oh.
hey, let's go steal the tape. I'm like, oh, he's
so
gonna
they're
he's
gonna,
gonna put it down, and they're gonna like sneak up
Right?
and
they're
grab it.
gonna, like, push over some boxes and Home Alone stuff. No! They fucking punch this dude in the mouth. I'm pretty sure that the adult, like, hits a kid with, like, a stick or something like that. Dude!
Like, all of a sudden, this, like, like, scrawny 20, 30-something white dude,
Yeah.
like, nerdy, it just jumped by, like, 6 or 7, like, teenagers. Just, fuck you, we want your tape. And they just kick the shit out of him and take the tape.
Imagine, like, how do you imagine that happen? Like, imagine you were working at your video game store, and you're like, oh, let me go ahead and put the register till away or whatever, and 6 kids ran in, punched you, stole 1 video game, and left.
I'd end as many as I could.
That's what the guy tried to do too when he picked up, I don't know what, like a fire extinguisher.
They're small enough that I'm positive I could lift them like Bane and at least paralyze one.
See, that's the you have to understand. The problem is you probably do possess the physical strength to lift the whatever it is, 160, 190 pounds, but when they wiggle, that fucks you up. The wiggle is what...
My form! You're ruining my form!
Yeah, you gotta go straight like a bar! I gotta, it's a clean jerk! You can't...
Now, just stay still. Clean and jerk. Here, no, you fucking wiggled! My form! Throw out my back. Fuck this.
I don't I'm just thinking now, if that'd be an intense workout. Like, take one of those, those balls that have the ferret on them that just go around, just put those on the 2 ends of the workout, just just shake around.
I'm 100% sure that's the idea of the shake weight.
So just tape 2 of those to the end of a barbell and just
So just a really big shake weight.
Yeah! That was the problem. They didn't Americanize it enough. They had to make a big 6-foot shake weight. You just hold it over your head. Like a retarded Ultimate Warrior. Oh, man. So, yeah, after that hellacious fight these guys, steal the tape, Max splits up from the group and hides underneath, some railroad tracks or something. I don't know where.
A thing.
He hides under a thing. And he goes back home. His mom's asleep on the couch. Clearly, so worried about him not coming home.
Yeah.
A fucking, a 4th night in a row?
Being filled.
That's why she's passed out,
Yeah, he fucking wore her out. Oh, you're home for your 2nd job? Get ready for your 3rd job.
I wonder if that's I wonder if when
Or
you
maybe
apply...
that's a double shift.
That's kind of what I was gonna say. I wonder if the phrase "he wore her out" is that oh, I'm tired, I'm worn out, or is that he wore her outwardly because she's all stretched out in a vag area. So the next day, Kazaam wakes Max up by singing in his bed next to him, just sleeping. I think it's supposed to be funny because there's a large man in a twin bed, and it's not at all rape.
Yeah, it's
Horrible. Though Max thinks it's rape because he says, "Get off me, you pervert."
Yeah.
So, Kazaam just kind of starts following Max around his room while he's changing clothes and I don't know what he's doing. I'm pretty sure Max gets up out of bed, walks over to a dresser drawer, takes clothes out, goes over to another dresser drawer, puts those clothes in there, takes other clothes out. He's just moving clothes around. Max is like, "What's that smell?" "Oh, it's you, Kazaam. You stink." And so Kazaam's like, "All right." And he takes a shower magically right there. Whatever. Kazaam talks about Mr. Malik, and Max is like, "All right, I gotta go." They go to the kitchen, and the mom's like, "Don't do that again, Max." And he's like, "Okay, Mom." That's where that goes, as far as that goes. And then Kazaam comes in, he scares the mom. He's like, "Oh, I'm a tutor. Yeah, I'm here to help Max." And she believes him instantly.
Here's another part where it's like, okay, is he all-knowing? Because he's like, yeah, my name is, Jefferson Kazaam Cheese. Because Jefferson after Thomas Jefferson, and Kazaam after blah, blah, blah.
I like cheese, yeah.
It's like, how do you know? You've been in a bottle. Do you get CNN in your bottle?
He's
how?
gotta be reading a lot. He's just like Leeloo Dallas. He's just watching the video,
Yeah.
absorbing it all. He didn't get to the R tape yet for racism.
Well, he does, because he mentions, a community of free blacks.
Yeah, that's true.
What?
That his middle name, his fake tutor middle
Oh,
name.
right. That's true. I guess he did. Maybe he got to Freeman, but not the R for the racism. So he's like, "What's this slavery stuff they keep talking about?"
He's like, well, of
He didn't
course.
get to S yet. He doesn't know.
Of course, it was a community of free blacks. What other kind of blacks would there be?
Yeah, so Kazaam uses magic to make him and Max eat breakfast. It probably hurts.
Yeah.
It probably hurts.
There's no way it wasn't. It was comfortable to have a piece of French toast just jammed down your throat.
It's a whole slice of bread.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a whole. It was folded, but that doesn't mean anything. So in the streets, Kazam talks about what Max and his dad did, and he's like, oh, hanging out, stuff, that's cool. I used to do stuff. And Max is like, yeah, I'm not going to school, whatever. But none of that really matters the second after it's mentioned, because then Kazam wants to know if he looks good. But that doesn't matter either, because now Max wants to know what's the worst thing Kazam's ever done. But there's no time for that, because Kazam has to get ready for a performance tonight. This scene, one character asks a question, then the other character goes, all right, so anyway, and they ask another question, and then the other character goes, all right, so anyway, then this other question, like, they just keep jumping. They don't even go back to their original topics. They just keep going to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next.
I don't want to talk about what you want to talk about. Let's talk about my thing.
No, let's talk about this other thing.
No, let's talk about this third thing.
No, I'm going to talk about this fifth thing.
Listen, they needed to lead into the rap somehow, so they just put in a whole bunch of bullshit filler.
Cause my name is Max, my friend is Shaq, and his wax on rap, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's so fucking bad. He's like, no, this is how you rap, and then...
I want to say that after Max rapped, he was like, my name is Max, and I make some tracks on my BMX bike, and whatever, I don't know how it went. But after he did that, the best acting I've ever seen from Kazaam, when he was like, that's whack! No, that's messed up! That's foul! I was like... He's genuinely, that is a human being offended. Like, that's not acting.
Don't you fucking misappropriate my people's music.
The human being Shaquille O'Neal is going to sue someone. Like, it's really bad. So yeah, we're gonna rap now. And yeah, oh man, so they start to rap. They start to rap too, because Max is also rapping. And I guess you missed it, Mr. Money here, so I'll say that in 1000 BC, Kazaam and his friend, who is either named Habur or Habert, found a bunch of whores, but the whores had rabies and belonged to a sultan. I presume rabies is like a PG version of like
AIDS.
Herpes or something like that, yeah. No, AIDS was invented in the 80s by the government. You couldn't get AIDS back then. They belonged to a sultan with a sword and a lock and a key. That's the chorus there. Who buried them in sand. Then someone who may or may not be the same sultan from before, it could be a third party, I don't know, come by and save them so long as they'll serve him. And now we genie. That's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah. After the rap.
Wait, is that why he's so big? Because they combined two people into one genie? Is that what happened?
God.
Is that what happened?
I thought we genie was like a dumb hip we're gonna connect to the urban community. No, I think we genie because he's two people now.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Checks out.
Sure does. So after the rap, Kazaam is like, oh, I've been a genie for whatever, like 5,000 years. I've been in radiators, in a lamp, in a compass, in a boombox.
So how do you get back into a bottle that we saw at the beginning of the movie?
I don't know what. That's what I wanted to know, is how does it work? Like, every couple of years, the object he's in gets destroyed, and he's magically transported to another culturally appropriate and, like, timepiece accessible item. You know, like, he never gets, oh, what are you? Oh, I've been transported into a lathe.
Vibrator.
Yeah, like, how come? Maybe, actually, those are both bad examples, because a vibrator that could open. You could unscrew the bottom. A lathe, I don't think you can open a lathe.
This thing isn't turning on. Let me open the battery. Oh, just a giant black guy came out.
I wish you would fuck me. That's pretty much the wish that's going to happen.
He's like, I can't do that. That's not a material thing.
You're useless like my husband. It's a sad family over there. It's a sad family. So he says blah, 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 the boombox, the compass. And then he talks about how genies aren't free. Jinn is free. But jinn only exists in fairy tales. Unlike genies, which are totally real.
Yeah.
And then the school bell rings. And so Max is like, all right, I'm going to go to school.
Even though I said I wasn't.
Yeah. So at the school we go to, we see the thug kids are now Max's friends.
Hey, we're your pal, Max.
Yeah. And listen, we're going to ransom off the tape back to your dad for $1 million. I don't know if they said $1 million, but that's pretty much what I would have asked for.
Well, apparently the tape was worth $1 million.
Oh, I would have been right in the marketplace then, huh?
No, they say it later on. They're like, that tape was worth $1 million. No, it wasn't.
No,
no, fucking wasn't.
No, fucking was not.
That's the number, like, the insurance guy was like, yeah, so your tape was stolen. How much was it worth? $1 million. Look, This is my first day. I've been in fucking insurance. There's no tape worth $1 million.
I also want to. I don't get. They had the performance, right? Whatever the performance was.
Yep.
They copied it onto a tape, and then that tape got stolen. What
was
about the master before? Like, that's it?
No, that was the master. That was the master
that was the
tape.
What was he putting together? Because he said, "Oh, I finished it, boss. I finished it. Here's the master tape." You just record an event, and that's the master tape.
Yeah.
So what did he finish?
He finished taking the tape and putting it in the box.
Yeah, he finished at the beginning pushing the record button, and then at the end pushing the stop button.
Boss, I hit stop. They literally just recorded it on the little.
Reel to reel?
Yeah. No, not a reel to reel. Don't get fucking fancy here. The boombox, and they just put the mic input and held the microphone out and just recorded it onto a cassette tape.
And they couldn't even hook up the sound from the house. No, they just some guy like in the middle of Say Anything with a microphone in one
This is
hand.
the 90s. You just fucking put it next to another radio and hit record. I was like, all right, this is it.
And it was a big hassle too, because I don't even want to get into how long it took to get that boombox off of some black guy's shoulder who was just walking in the streets all day. All day. He didn't want to take it down, but it was complicated, but we got it. Yeah, so back in the dad's building, Max is looking for his dad, but Nick is thrown through a door, and we see that Mr. Malik's thugs are roughing him up. Malik is upset because, as we said, the tape was stolen, and nobody's gonna be able to. You can't just pay back $1 million. That tape was worth $1 million. You don't have $1 million. Nobody has $1 million.
It's not like anybody could just wish for $1 million.
No. And you know what we're gonna do to ensure that we don't lose $1 million? Murder you. Yeah. So yeah, they're like, yeah, if you don't get the tape, you'll end up in a river. But they actually say that. They say, we're going to kill you in a river. And he's like, no, don't worry. I'll get it to you by midnight. Don't worry. And Max runs away, and he's like, Kazaam! Kazaam! Kazaam is on a date with the black assistant lady we briefly mentioned earlier. I think her name is Asia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't learn it until the end. Like, I know you're introduced to her, like, right away, but I didn't learn it, like, until way, way at the end. For some reason, she has to go away, like, to the bathroom or something during the date. And when that happens, Max explodes out of Kazaam's drinking glass. Like, he's on the table, everything's wet. It's pretty weird. Max wants the tape from last night's show, the master tape. Kazaam is like, no, I don't think I should do that. I don't want to do that. That's weird. And Max is like, you gotta do it. And he's like, all right, I got this. Poof, and they poof over to the studio. And he's like, I'm just going to find it for you. I mean, you want the tape? I'll just grab it and it'll be good. And Max is like, it's not here. Just give me the tape. And Kazaam's like, I got a sixth sense for this kind of thing. You hide something.
Well, his whole thing on why he poofed them there was because he's like, no, why do you want that? That's a waste of a wish.
Yeah.
Which is like, if he just wanted it to be done with, why the hell is he fighting the fact that Max is finally making a wish?
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing about the story now is you're just saying that you don't want to make the wish or that you can't make the wish because you're involved in this rap thing now. You don't want to have to go back in the box. And once you make your wishes, you go back in the box and all this stuff is done, so you don't want to make your wishes anymore.
Well, that's true.
Can the same person not summon the genie the second time? Like, can't I make my 3 wishes and just be like, boop, and open the thing again?
I don't understand
And be
that.
like, oh, hey, it's me again. Yeah, I get 3 more wishes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess based on, like, presumption, after you're done with the box, it poofs somewhere else. I don't really know. Like, I think that's how it works with Aladdin, right? After you make the wishes, it just, and it poofs somewhere else.
At the end of Aladdin, he freed the genie.
Oh,
so I don't know.
That's good. What about the second one? Didn't he?
They killed Jafar.
Oh, that doesn't help either.
Somebody explain genies!
That's all I want! Why is it so hard? Yeah, so Max is like, look, you're my genie, you're not my friend. I order you to grant my wish. And Kazaam's like, damn. And he does it.
He's like,
And then he
man,
saps Mac to school.
fucking white people just ordering me around. He's like, I wish there was a name for this. I wonder if there's a word for this in the dictionary that I haven't gotten very far into.
So yeah, Max has attention again because he got zapped into class and electrocuted. I don't know.
And everyone's just like, okay, he's here now. There's nothing strange about this.
They're just like, ah, Max, that class clown. Ha 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 ha.
Like, nothing weird about the fact that he appeared out of nowhere, sitting backwards in his seat, and his hair's all frizzy.
Yeah, as if he's just been electrified.
It looks like he's Daffy Duck and he's got to turn his beak around the right way.
He kind of does because he's backwards in the chair.
Yeah.
So. They did the best they could without animation. So yes, Mr. Malik is, I think, in the dad's building area.
Yeah.
The black assistant lady, who, yeah, this is when I found out she may be named Asia, tells Mr. Malik that Kazaam is as interesting as a pituitary gland, which I presume we as a human race have just discovered in the body.
No, as his pituitary gland because of how large he is.
Oh. That is kind of interesting though. I mean, why is he so large? Let's figure that out.
Because he's two people.
It's just adding up. It's adding up. Kid's dead. Kazaam's two people. Yeah, Malik is like, well, just give him another chance. You know, he's probably very interesting. Find out he's a genie. Go back to school, and Max is like, oh, yeah. He talks again to some random other kid. The kid's like, hey, I had detention. He's like, yeah, no big deal, whatever.
No big deal, weird kid.
I'm Italian as fuck now. Yeah, he goes to grab his bike and leave, but his dad shows up, and he's like, let's go, you come with me, and throws his bike in the back, and the mom's like, no! Don't go with him, you don't know who he is! And he's like, shut up. Go bang Travis again, you whore. And she's like, oh yeah, that's right, I can do that.
Let me do that instead of reporting this kidnapping.
It's just, you saw her face. There was a sudden realization of, oh my god, there's no dick in me right now. So, yeah. The dad takes Max, and he's just like whipping around corners like, I can't believe you did that. I saw it in the tapes. You're stupid. In 15 years, I've never seen something so dumb. And he's like, listen, you don't get second chances in life, okay? Because Max starts crying. So he's like, all right, listen, kid, you don't get second chances. Just be good. And Max is like, all right, here's the tape, I'm sorry. And the dad's like, oh fuck. What was I going to say? Oh, I think it's funny that much like this car ride, this movie keeps taking right turns into horribleness. Yeah. But that is kind of the lifestyle of an abandoned single mom and child. Like, it's a roller coaster lifestyle, you know? They're poor, so the kid has ice cream for dinner, and then the kid gets yelled at because he's fat. You're so fat, stop eating ice cream, you know? And then the mom never comes home, and then when she does come home, the kid's like, who are you? Get away, I don't know you, I don't love you. And they're like, you're a sick kid, you don't love your mother. It's fucked up. And then, you know, kid goes to a concert, and he sees his dad get beat up for not keeping track of $1 million tape. It's all across America.
Here comes Travis, the cool firefighter, just filling mom with dick.
Mm-hmm, he's got 2 hoses. So, we go back to Dad's office, and Mr. Malik is watching a video of Kazaam. The tape messes up when Kazaam does magic. Convenient. Nick's like, hey, got that tape for you, dude? And he goes to leave, but he's like, Nick, I want to talk to you about your son. Heh. Later on in that same building, Max... Oh, no, sorry. Actually, later on, Max is shown in his funhouse. And he's just kind of thinking hard. And we jump to Kazaam, who's in the middle of a concert, which is... It's just awful. Another male role model that has abandoned Max in a time of need. He's got 3 of them now. So between songs, Max shows up and he tells Kazaam, he's like, I got my wish. I want to give my dad a second chance. And Kazaam's like, I can't do that. I can't do ethereal. I can't do destiny. I can't change fates. And Max is like, no, you just don't want to do this because if you do it, you go back in the box and you don't want to lose all this. And he's like, we were supposed to be friends. And Kazaam's like, we're not friends. I'm just your genie, remember? And Max leaves angrily. I couldn't believe that a 5,000-year-old man threw something in the face of a 12-year-old boy that quick, fucking a day later.
Oh, now we're friends? Because I thought I was just your black slave, Genie Man.
Yes, massa, I'll put that fire out right away, dick. You're gonna watch your children burn, you asshole. So Mr. Malik shows up and he's like, "Oh, Kazaam, you're the best. You're the greatest. You're like the Sultan's." He's like, "Sultan's gold." And he's like, "Ah, yes, that's something genies say. Great." And while that's happening, one of Malik's thug guys steals the boombox. We go up to the dad's office again, and Max walks in, and his dad's all tied up, and he's like, "Oh, get out of here, Max!" And he turns around, and there's Mr. Malik with the boombox, and he's like, "All right, kid, I got the boombox. I got the genie. Make your stupid wish so I can have this." And he's like, "No, I don't want to do it." He's like, "Look, make the wish to give me all the money in the world." He's like, "I can't do that because if you wish for all the money, then there's no money and it ruins the global economy and it, there's less value." And I just think it's weird that a grown businessman doesn't understand the economy.
Understands genies though.
Yeah, I also want to point out that, like, factually, if someone wished for all the money in the world, countries would just go, "Yeah, that doesn't mean anything anymore. We're gonna print some new stuff."
Yeah, pretty much.
That guy who has all the money, no, that's devoid now.
Like,
that cash doesn't mean anything.
But then doesn't that in the risk of inflation?
No, because you just go no. We just go no.
But
all that money that's out there, because the way inflation works is you owe money to people, and you don't have enough. Like your currency isn't worth enough, so you make more and give it to them, even though you don't have enough. So inflation is bullshit because you just make money to pay somebody off, but you don't have the money, so you're not really paying them off.
Well, the problem is, like, 90% of money...
It's all fake.
It's in computers.
Yeah.
It's just a number. So if you're like, "I want all the money in the world," banks would just go, "Oh, that was a transaction error."
Yeah, exactly.
Undo.
They would just go, "Well, that doesn't..." Yeah. Or they would go, "Well, the money went to him. Let's arrest him." Like,
Got him.
Got him. That was pretty easy. Yeah, like, it's... The worst wish you can make would be that wish. He's dumb as shit, that guy. So... This is when the movie takes somehow an even harder writer turn. Which is, Mr. Malik goes, "Make the wish." And Nick's like, "Look, I can't just make the wish. I mean, I can't, it's like I can just go Kazaam." And he shows up, and Malik goes, "Make the wish," and just starts choking. He starts choking a 12-year-old boy to death. It's... Like, I'm pretty sure if the director didn't go, "Cut," they'd have a dead child in their hands. Like,
Well, it's okay, because even though Max is getting choked, Nick is there to save the day, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe Malik will just gently backhand him and he'll collapse on the floor.
Well, he backhanded him with what seemed to be a awkwardly shaped rubber... like ashtray or something. Like it basically, what no joke, what it looked like was a black handheld version of the Devo hats. That's what it looked like to me. Like, I thought he was holding like a dumbbell or something like that, but then I noticed it had like raising set, like the Devo had it raised out. I was like, what the hell? It's not an ashtray, because if you put it upside down, it's like there's no leg. It doesn't stand. Like,
oh my God! He just hit him with a ceramic Statue of Liberty.
That's what he should have done. Ceramic Statue of Liberty should be in every movie made by Russo.
Yes.
So yeah, Nick he's like, "No, fuck that," and he does get hit, but once his son starts getting choked, he's like, "No!" He fights back and he just starts punching people in the fucking head.
Fucking people.
He goes out into the hallway, and I don't even think that was a part of, like, Mr. Malik's crew, but some guy holding a bunch of CDs, he bumps into him, the CD goes everywhere. The guy gets back up, and Nick just fucking punches the guy right in the face. There's no indication that guy was gonna stop.
Doesn't matter. He's in Mama Bear mode. Smash.
Yeah, it was like. The whole movie, you're like, this is a weird movie. But when he started fighting back, I was like, oh, son, yes! What? Fuck him up, dude!
You're cheering for him so hard, you don't realize he's become the bad guy. And he's just, like, hitting, like, orphans and nuns. And he's just, like, anybody he passes.
He's got 2 kittens on his fist like boxing gloves. It's awful. Yeah, so they escape down into the basement. And for some reason, they like stop for a second, and Max goes, "Hey, Dad, what's that?" and Nick goes, black market CDs.
Exactly.
I don't know why he outed himself to his son like that, but he doesn't even miss a beat. He's like, hey, Dad, what's that? Black market CDs. Oh, no. It's just so weird, right? He just kind of pushes Max. He's like, go run, Max. Go, Max, run. And he turns around and just starts fighting whoever's chasing them. They don't see him, right? Kazam, still rapping on stage, totally unaware of what's going on. Mr. Malik, I want to say corners Max, but Max kind of just runs into him.
Yeah.
And then they circle, and now Max is trapped. And Malik's like, listen, make the wish. And he's like, no, I'm not making the wish, and you can't make me, because so long as I'm here, he's my genie, and you can't be your genie. And he's like,
I'll kill you.
Then I'll just make sure you won't hear. And he pushes him down an elevator shaft.
Which is weird, because they're in the basement.
Yeah, I know. So, like, at the very least, less than a story he fell.
Yeah.
Right?
Which, considering he fell...
3 stories! Yeah, I know! It's oh my god.
Well,
like, as bad as this movie is, it gets worse as it ends.
To be fair, it's all a kid's dying dream, so we gotta give a little leeway.
Listen, he's like a cat. From the higher the height, he'll survive. The lower the height, he's not gonna make it.
That's not how cats work!
Oh, they do work that way.
Yeah, they do.
What?
Yeah, I know. This is, anything above 9 stories, cat's skin will fan out and catch air and slow down. Like, they won't definitely, like, it'll save them.
Yeah.
But the higher they are, the more chance they have to literally catch air and slow their fall. I know. You're giving me a look like, oh, so you just lied to my fucking face. We were supposed to be friends. Like, I don't believe it either, but that's what I've been told by alleged scientists. So, Kazam, I don't know why, but poofs off of stage. I think it's because Nick is calling him, or... Oh, actually, no, it's not.
No.
It's because Max is dead.
Is
He's
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
Now
fell
he
down
has
an
to go
elevator
back
shaft.
to the
He's
boombox.
He's going to go back to the boombox. We see Nick, who I also presume is dead, because he's duct-taped and unconscious. And they just kind of go and throw him onto the floor.
Nah, I think he's just really fucked up. But Max is dead. Without a doubt, he's dead.
Yeah. Nick unconscious, so he's not gonna help, right? Mr. Malik is like, get back in the box, Kazam, and Kazam's like, no, what'd you do with Max? I'll kill you, and his hand goes through him, and he's like,
Can't hurt your master.
it's starting, and he starts to, like, lose his powers, and I guess kind of, like, slowly, I guess, go back in the box or whatever, and Malik's thugs are like, well, he's losing powers, it's a good time to get in some shots, and, like, he throws some, like, air tank on him, and suddenly Kazam's like, no! And powers back up and just starts fighting the shit out of everybody. And like he kicks a guy through a shelf that seems to be holding both gas and turpentine into a power generator that was poorly maintained, and it sparks and sets fire.
Dead.
The whole building goes on fire.
Yeah.
Should be a good time to point out there's a concert going on upstairs.
Yep.
Full of people. Right, so Malik, right, all the thugs are beaten up. They're done. Dead. Why not? There's a fire. They're unconscious. They're dead, probably. Malik's like, you can't hurt me. I'm your master, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Kazam's like, you're garbage, or something like that. And he throws the boombox away into the fire.
Now, if you were a 12-year-old
Okay.
and you fell down 3 stories and had sharp rebar impaling you and you were dying,
Okay.
and your feverish dying dream was that your favorite basketball player became a genie, how would he beat the bad guy?
He'd probably do it in his own weird reenactment of the end of Space Jam. His arm would stretch out, and he'd slam dunk some stuff. So that's what happened, right? His arm didn't stretch out. Instead, he made a human being turn to cartoons.
Yeah.
And he squishes Mr. Malik into a ball and bounces him. He does dribble, too, I think.
Yeah.
He dribbles up to an air duct of some sort.
It's like a garbage chute.
And slam dunks him right down. And it could have been a garbage chute. It looked like air duct work. I was like, it's an abandoned building. It's air duct work, sure.
They're in the basement. Whatever.
Where'd that garbage chute go then? They're in the basement. Is their basement in the attic? Is that what they keep us?
They have 2 basements.
Oh,
is this
they have
sub-basement?
the upper basement, and then a couple floors below is the sub basement.
It's just, there's 3 floors of just space. Just buffer. We gotta make sure that the basements don't touch. It's weird. It's like gay if they touch. I'm not into that. So we go outside, and we see that the mom is outside of the burning building. Like, my kid's in there, I think. And, oh no, she's like, Travis, I didn't see Travis, is he in there?
And someone's like, oh, Travis, he's in there.
Travis Barker? Drummer from Blink-182? Sure, I don't know what the guy's name is. We go back to the basement, and Kazaam is he just kind of like lays down next to Max, and he's like, oh, poor Max, you're dead. And he picks up his body and goes out into a back alley, and he yells up into the heavens, and it seems like it's raining, but I'm pretty sure that's just like the fire department water is going over the building, heading from the other side. He says that in 5,000 years, that Max has been his only friend. I genuinely laughed. When he was like, in 5,000 years, you've been my only friend. Ha! Like, it was totally like, I didn't even want to laugh. Like, it just came out. I was like, ooh, that was wrong. I shouldn't have laughed at that, but that was genuinely a terrible thing. So yeah, he's like, you're my only friend, and I wish I could have granted your wish. And then Kazaam, or Max, I'm not really sure who, starts to glow, and Max wakes up, and he's like, oh, don't shine that thing in my eyes. Like, you're alive! Oh! He starts kissing him, he's like, yeah, you're alive! And then Kazaam just goes, and starts like exploding with light, and he turns into like a giant version of himself.
He just turns into the giant ethereal head of the Wizard of Oz. That's what it is.
No, that's at the end. First, he turns into like Apache Chief, and he goes, eat it, Chuck, and like grows up. Then, he's like, oh, I guess, I don't know what's happening. I guess I'm free or whatever. Then he turns into the giant gold Mufasa head.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, in our hearts, we're Jinn. In our hearts, we're all free. And somehow, this is where the movie just gets fucked up weird. Max is lifted into the sky in the Christ pose towards Kazaam's glowing golden head as just like a choir starts triumphing and there's trumpets. Da, 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 da. And he's getting like lifted up into heaven, and you're like, oh my god, this is it. He's going to heaven now. He's dead.
Which we've
established. He's double dead now.
Yeah.
Now he's definitely died. He's accepted his death, and he's moving on to the afterlife.
Yeah.
He gets up to the highest point, and suddenly, boop, reality kicks back in, and Travis catches him. He's like, oh, I catch like that? You don't even say nothing? He's like, where am I? Because they were just in a back alley, and now he's caught him in a burning building. And yeah, they go outside, and everything's fine. They're like, oh, you're fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. Nick, Max's dad, he walks out of the rubble, and he's like, I don't know, your friend Kazaam showed up, and he told me I was free. And then a cop is like, oh, I'm looking for Nick, whatever, Mattiato, I forget his name.
Mateo.
Yeah, that's it, Mateo. And he's like, oh, listen, son, whenever I get back, I wanna get back together with you. Maybe we'll go fishing or whatever. And Max is like, hey, sounds like a plan to me. Which, yeah, I don't know if you guys caught this, but that is the saddest part of the movie. Because the whole time for the film, Max keeps getting told by his mom and by Kazaam that, look, the plan doesn't always follow through.
Yeah.
So that's him going, yeah, sounds like a plan. Like, that's him going, okay, Dad, I'll never see you again, huh? Like, that was him just accepting fate and going, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna get what I want. I accept Travis as my new dad. Like, that, he just gave up at that moment and went, you know what? Let me stop being an expectant dick.
You know what's ironic? The cop isn't here to arrest Nick for, some previous crime. It's because he assaulted that one guy in the hallway as he was escaping with Max. The guy who was just carrying
assault
CDs.
charge, yeah. Nothing to do with the bootleg or
Nope.
the fire
No.
or the potential dead kid in that elevator shaft. No, only. So, yeah. Nick walks away, right? And yeah, Max, Travis, and Mom. Well, actually, Max and Mom walk away, and then he's like, hey, Travis, you coming? And they're like, yeah. They all walk away, and they're like, oh, what's, the family is going to be? We got to take baths 3 times a week and homework. And like, oh, whoa, that's crazy, baths. And he's like, yeah, you know, if only I could have a hot chocolate. And then a hot chocolate appears in front of Max. And he's like, what the? A hot chocolate? How did I get this? And then in front of us, we see Kazaam, a very dressed down Kazaam, walking away with Asia, you know, the assistant lady from earlier. And she's like, oh, you got to get a job. And he's like, a job? What? And
So at the end, both Travis the firefighter,
yeah,
as well as Asia, the assistant to Nick, just casually walk away from this burning building.
Yeah.
Like,
First off, Travis is a firefighter.
he's on duty.
Yeah, he's in the middle of his job. They were just like, yeah, go ahead, take him away.
Chief, I gotta go. Why? Is it like a family emergency? I gotta fucking fill this woman right now.
Her kid doesn't hate me. This is a good moment for me. I gotta capitalize on this. So yeah, that's yeah. Movie ends with a genuine father-son moment brought to you by a nightclub fire caused by indoor explosives. I presume that's where the fire came from, was just Kazaam with his boombox again.
Probably. And it was all part of a feverish dying kid's dream.
I just imagine like Travis wasn't even on duty. Like like what are you doing here, Travis? Like, no, I gotta save my girlfriend's kid or I'm gonna get late again. I gotta get in there.
No. He just wanted to pretend to save the kid. So that, like, I tried. I fucking reached out and I had him. And it's like cliffhanger. I had him and he slipped. My glove came over and he just fell.
That was the plan, because he said that. He was like, oh, I gotta save my kid's girlfriend. And then his partner was like, but Travis, if you let the kid die, then you can convince her to make another one. He's like, I like the way you think, Ravis, my unseen firefighting partner, whose
Why
name
would he
also
have
rhymes.
to kill the one kid to get her to think about having another one?
Because
Why not just get her to
kid's
think...
expensive, and you gotta take care of a kid. You can't take care of
Yeah,
two kids.
what
But
happens-
if one dies, you gotta fucking fill the void with a new one.
You gotta fill her void.
All right, so overall opinion. What do you guys think?
Like, it was just like, I'm not gonna fucking shit on it like it's Transformers.
No,
like, it
no,
was,
yeah.
it was there. The fucking rapping was
yeah.
awful. And
Exactly.
okay, let me just stop because the one thing I forgot is at the end, it's like, you know, Shazam's walking away, like, good job, and what? And then we zoom in on Max's face, and he's got this smile, and one of his front teeth is at a 60-degree angle. I don't know
Yeah.
what this kid shit is all fucked up.
Well, that's funny. I said the same thing at the end. I was like, why didn't he use his first wish to fix his teeth?
Yeah.
I don't understand how one tooth gets that way.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do? Like, do you like just suck your like half your thumb? Like,
And like, how do you get into acting? Like I was like, all right, let's get a headshot. Ugh! Like, how?
and they kept the shot of him. For
He
so
didn't
long.
smile until the whole end of the movie, and then once they went to the end, they're like, "Oh shit, we just recorded the whole movie with this kid. Fuck it. I guess we'll have to use it."
That's possible. Most of his emotion in this film was like anger and disappointment. Why me? Oh, I do want to say that fuck Elizabeth, Ari, and Jake, whoever those people are. Because at the end of the film, it goes, this film is for
them,
yeah. I was like, fuck you guys. Whoever you are, you assholes.
That's probably like Shaq's kids.
Oh, I take that back. I'm sorry.
I don't know. That's what I'm guessing.
We can internet that real quick. No. I mean, like I said, it wasn't a terrible film, but it is a bad film. Know that you're getting a bad film when you go into this. But if you know it's bad, you can enjoy it. You can sit through it and be like, holy crap, Shaq, what are you doing? The song where he explains why he became a genie is I willingly listened to that song like 5 times. It was so bad I wanted to hear it again. It was insane. I couldn't believe it was that bad. Yeah, it was fun. It was
Exactly. It wasn't bad.
the only part that I didn't like was I thought it was offensive that a white latchkey kid taught Shaquille O'Neal how to rap, technically.
Yeah.
Because that's how the song's like, you know how to rap. This is how you rap. He's like, my name is Max. He's like, that's all you got? That's the whole plan? Yeah. I think we already answered that.
Yeah, we made a
would you
sequel.
make a sequel? Yeah,
Oh
what's
my
the sequel?
fuck yeah! The ghost of fucking dead Max comes back and haunts his bullies.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would like to see a sequel where we see Shaq trying to get a job and using his genie powers. It's like, God damn, this nigga can't do his own job on his own. And it's just a series of him going from job to job.
I don't like that because that's doable.
And
they do that.
Kazaam goes to the zoo.
Because Kazaam with magic and like a fry clerk.
Does this music play the entire time? Whoop.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Maybe there's like a beat behind it though. All right. Opinions and assholes. 62% gave this 5 stars. That's,
Really?
Yeah, that's 42 out of the 68 reviews. Gave it 5 goddamn stars.
It really must be the only people who review shit are people who either really love it or really hate it.
Oh, it had to be. Some of the later ones, I'm just like, dude, this person has to be insane. So, but the first one was called "It Wasn't That Excellent" by a customer. When I rented the film, because I thought that the movie wasn't very good, I watched it for at least an hour and 37 minutes of Shaquille O'Neal living in a boombox, or should I say stereo. I mean, that was the problem with the movie. Also, how come the kid's dad didn't remember his son? But I think there should be a sequel. 4 out of 5 stars.
This guy's a fucking... Hey!
None of that made sense for the way he wrote it down first off.
Asshole.
yeah,
That alone.
First off, I watched for at least an hour and 37 minutes. That whole film! You watched the whole film! First off, right? And he says he watched, or he or she, watched an hour and 37 minutes of Shaquille O'Neal living in a boombox.
Just paused it.
Just
Got to the boombox and I just paused it and stared at the screen.
And apparently that was the problem with the movie.
Which didn't they only show Shaq in the boombox for like 20 seconds?
Just
if that?
him coming out of it.
Yeah.
That was it. You actually technically don't ever see him
In the boombox.
in the
That's
boombox. Because you see him in the bottle, because the bottle is shaking and he makes sounds, but you don't ever hear like from the boombox.
But I think there should be a sequel.
Yeah. Fucking, it's like a double feature where half of it's a haunting, and the other half of it's like a wacky slapstick comedy, which is perfect because the first movie didn't make any sense, so why should the second one make any sense? Whatever. Yeah. All right. Fine. Asshole. Next one is called "I Love You, Shaq" by Justin. Man, this movie is the greatest. Kazaam set the basis for so many other films, such as Lord of the Rings, hence the giant floating head. I think Shaq is the greatest actor in the world and the greatest rapper in the world. I have wet dreams when I see Shaq singing "I Am Kazaam" in the movie. Everyone in the world should buy this movie because Kazaam is pure fun. I think that there should be a special edition DVD with the "I Am Kazaam" music video on it. Now that would be pure fun. 5 out of 5 stars.
Asshole.
Yeah, this guy is...
He's so over the top. It's like
He's fucking trying too hard.
yeah.
Fuck.
Like he's a double asshole.
Yeah.
He's a fucking Arn Anderson. All right, this next one is called $129. You should be begging me to buy this. Seriously. By Abrian Knight.
Is this movie like super fucking crazy expensive? on
No.
Amazon?
I stated earlier. Now it's only $9.
Oh.
This was written in 2012, so back then perhaps.
What the fuck?
Rate this movie? I didn't. This movie should be on Homeland Security's Threat to America's list. It was a dark period in American history that should be forgotten. Burn and destroy all copies of this immediately, along with any traces of his rap career and Shaq Fu. Thanks. No. Better yet, you're welcome. Sincerely, everyone in America. 1 out of 5 stars.
Eat a dick.
Eat a dick. Like, you're kind of true, but also eat a fucking dick. All right, this next one is titled OMG by a customer. Okay, I didn't care for Shaq's acting or the movie or anything else, but Wade J. Robinson, what a hottie. LOL, you gotta see this movie. And look for Wade. He plays Elito. Cutie. LOL. Anyway, bye. 5 out of 5 stars.
Who's Alito? Is that one of the bullies?
That's the guy I was talking about, the main leader guy who wrote the song for Mystery Men and yeah.
This bitch is an asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Fucking dumb dude. The way they fucking crone, I was like, it's probably some fucking some 57-year-old woman with 16 cats.
Yeah.
She only bought 4 cats, but it just time makes fools of us all. All right, this next one is titled "Best Movie Ever Made in the World" by Samir. Move over, Stallone. Shaq is back, and he has attitude. I think the title of this movie should have been Shazam, though. It would make more sense since his real name is Shaq. 5 out of 5 stars.
How would that make sense? Because you're dropping the Q and adding ZAAM?
Asshole. You're fucking...
Just for that Shazam comment?
Yeah, just for that alone.
All right, this is the last one, usually. I think one that we might actually kind of agree with us. This next one is called Good for Laughs by Nin Factory. My friend and I rented this because we knew it would be hilarious. And it didn't let us down. This movie was downright terrible, which is why it was so entertaining. Watching Shaq act is freaking hilarious. The funniest part of the movie is when Shaq manages to rhyme green egg and ham it, whatever that means. Anyway, rent it for laughs. 1 out of 5 stars.
See, I want to say opinion.
I think it's an
but
opinion.
Part of me wants to just say assholes so we can have a fucking asshole shutout.
All right, fuck it. Asshole, fuck it.
Honestly, look, sometimes you just get roped in with the rest of the assholes, just by default.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta have a clan of assholes led by Arn Anderson. It happens. All right, so yeah, apparently, even if you agree that this movie is garbage and you like it, but you shouldn't watch it, you're still an asshole. We're assholes for liking it, apparently. All right, that's it. That's everything. This movie it's not good, but it's bad enough that you should probably... It's bad enough that I wouldn't say don't watch it.
Yeah.
It's fucking, check it out.
Don't watch Transformers.
Yeah. I wouldn't... I mean, I probably wouldn't spend more than $5 on this movie.
Yeah.
But don't... Yeah, if somebody's giving it away for free and you've never seen it, you should probably check it out.
Yeah.
You should probably check it out. It's pretty bad. All right, so thank you once again for joining us. If you'd like to keep up with us, you can go to www.ymt.com. You get our Facebook, our Tumblr, our Twitter, our YouTube, our Vimeo, and our Libsyn. Speaking of Libsyn, you can go there to download episodes absolutely 100% for free. You go to www.ymt.libsyn.com. You just go to whatever episode page you want to listen to. There's a little pod symbol next to the title. You click it to listen. You right-click. Hit save link as to download. It's if that sounds too complicated, you can go ahead and just go to iTunes or whatever Apple-based system you have. You gotta know if there's a podcast app on the phone. You'll find it. It's out there. VictoryProWrestling.com. What's happening, dude?
July 25th, VPW turns to Center Reach, Long Island, New York. Big main event's gonna be a cage match. Conflux. That's myself, Jay Delta, Kevin Fulton, and Ricky Reyes versus the Church of Tibbs, and our champ, Kai Katana. Is it, do you know any, the rules yet? Is it going to be everybody in at once, or? I think it's going to be, timed entry kind of deal, elimination style, which...
You're going to have to pick your team pretty carefully. Yeah. Who's going to be the last guy? You're gonna see, do you put the power guy in first? You save him for the end? What's the,
Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't even know the rules, so...
No? I think I might, if it's a time-based thing, it's hard to take, but I think you might want to save the quickest guy for the end.
Yeah.
Because then when it comes to everyone's been in for a while, kind of tired.
Everyone's...
But usually strong guys can get a second win at the end. Let the quick guy walk around, give the strong guy a second to, I'm just spitballing ideas.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so the Troy McClure clip comes from us here at Why Would You Make This? Once again, we are accepting all forms of Troy McClure, you may remember us type jokes. They don't have to be filmed. They could be situations, scenarios, maybe old stores.
Sure.
Why not? I don't give a shit. You can do whatever you want. Just make it funny. The intro music is Falling Off Your Love by Kill Paris. What I feel is a surprisingly offensive song, just like this movie. How I Beat Shaq by Aaron Carter is going to take us out today. I think this podcast might actually be just kind of some weird Andy Kaufman style joke where I'm just trying to see how many fans we can lose at this point. I don't know what we're doing. Yeah. Please join us for our next film. Well, next episode, really. Where we watch and then try to remember the 1997 action crime sci-fi movie Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal, Annabeth Gish, and Judd Nelson.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was weird for me too. So, for Danny Money and Jay Delta, I am Jimmy Time. Please remember that without the mistakes of others, we would be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts.
And it goes.